Drivers, welcome once again in these special tips on how to drive the vehicle perfectly on the road. So today I hope that we have the kings and queens on the highway. So I'm going to give you a little bit introduction on the functions of the lanes on the one-way traffic. So we had earlier looked into one-way traffic is a road whereby all vehicles are moving on the straight line. So today we are going to have a look and their functions. Number one, that's lane one. This is lane one. Lane one, lane one. It's a fast industrial lane. So it's meant for those fast industrial vehicles to move in. So when you're here, you need to watch out for vehicles from the right side to move before you proceed. So you need to watch out. You need to watch out for those vehicles from the right to move out before you proceed your journey. And then so this lane enters the roundabout at lane one. We start counting from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get onto exactly at lane one, and then you move at that specific space provided for you, and then you get out at lane one on the other side of the road. Function number two of lane one, it enters the roundabout at lane one and then turns opposite to the left at lane one. So that is the second function of lane one, the first industrial lane. So we come to another lane we call the second lane or the filter lane. So the filter lane has only one function. It enters the roundabout at lane 2 and then gets out of the roundabout at lane 2. It has only one function. So number 3, the second industrial lane is called the second industrial lane or lane 3. So when you're here, you need to watch out for vehicles from the right. You must give way for vehicles coming from the right. And right at this point here, we have the stop line. We have got what we call the stop line, and we have what we call the stop sign. So you have to stop. Stop sign is a sign that dictates you, is a sign that commands you that you must strictly stop for vehicles from the right side. So when you're here, you have to strictly watch for vehicles from the right. If there is a vehicle, you must give it way to move out, and then you proceed. So the second industrial lane has two major functions. It enters the roundabout at lane 3, so and then it gets out of the roundabout at lane 3. So that is the major function of the roundabout of lane 3 or the second industrial lane. So the second function of the lane 3 or the second industrial lane is it enters the roundabout at lane 3. It makes a 90 degrees at lane 2 to the opposite side of the right hand side. So we come to lane 4. Lane 4 is called roundabout lane. Its major function is to make a U-turn at the roundabout. So when you're here, you must stop for vehicles coming from the right side. When you see that there's no vehicles from the right side, then you proceed at the lane 4 at the roundabout. You make 360 degrees. You have to make a 360 degrees, and then you get straight to the other lane out of the roundabout. So that is the second lane of the roundabout or lane 4 at the roundabout. The second function is it enters the roundabout after watching out from the right side at lane 4, and then it makes a 90 degrees turn to the lane 3. So that is the second function of the fourth lane or the roundabout lane. So the third function is that it enters a roundabout at lane 3, and then it moves in within that specific provided, and then it turns to the other opposite lane of the fourth lane of the one-way traffic at lane 4. So another that is making a O-turn, another function, or the last function, is that it enters the roundabout at lane 4 and then it makes a 270 degrees. It enters the roundabout at the fourth lane and then it makes 270 degrees to the right, to the left side of the roundabout. So those are some of the major functions of the lane 4 of the roundabout.